Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
The World Wrestling Federation, for over 50 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
Oh, it's live, pal.
We're really glad that you're our friend, and this is a friendship that'll never, ever end.
Everybody three count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Or maybe The Rock has got to beat Triple H himself, which means he's got to beat the game in the middle of the ring. And he has a $2 for a wife.
You're too damn selfish, and that's why you're sitting there with a bad leg, and that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
3 ain't enough now, I need 5. Welcome in Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and intern Mark.
Oh my goodness, what do we do? There's a 1, there's a 2. Oh,
wow. Well, you can take that brass ring and shove it up your ass.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 3 Count Thursday. We are live, facebook.com/3 Count Thursday. We are glad everyone can join us here on Thursday night, February the 11th, 2021. And we are back here with you. We want to remind everyone, go to 3countthursday.com. That is our homepage where you'll find our social media links, our merchandise over at whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver.
Thank you, Tim. All of our Patreon page, our collar and elbow brand deal, and much more. Of course, our home network, NGSC Sports at ngscsports.com. We also stream daily at leapsports.com. Ryan, that would be?
You wanted to find that, Jim, you would type LEEIB, the word sports.com.
That's the one. Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to remind everybody about our merchandise page. We had a new merch drop this past Monday. It is the
I'm a sausage guy
line of merchandise, t-shirts, sweatshirts, tank tops, baby onesies, all of that.
No one's gonna buy any of that.
I mean, I'm sure people will, Ryan. It is a hot ticket item. Everybody loves the sound clip.
I'm a sausage guy.
And I'm sure they're gonna rush out to whatamaneuver.net and pick up the merchandise.
I feel like we need to have somebody else say I'm a whatever their pizza topping of choice is and make that shirt as well.
Why?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I hate all of you guys.
I mean, why would that be a fun shirt? Like, yeah, I'm a mushrooms guy. Oh.
Yeah.
We should make that a sound clip.
I mean,
I'm a pepper's been done.
Yeah, I don't Charlie, as always, Ryan is the sausage guy.
I'm a sausage guy. You could have at least made it in like the old Domino's font.
I mean,
shut up, Ryan. Just shut the fuck up.
What you're saying is you want us to make a second line.
That's not what I'm wanting at all. Just shut up.
I'd say that's kind of what I heard.
Nope.
Is there anything after a year?
Oh, we should bring the Noid back.
Is there any type of merch we can make? Is there any merch we can
in a red fucking cap? Unreal.
Is there any merch we can make out of?
I'll take a shot in the mouth. No.
Is there
I feel like What a Maneuver has restrictions against things like that.
Do they? I don't know that they do. I'll talk to the guy. I don't think they do. I don't think they have any sort of
acting like you and What a Maneuver guy are tight. Okay.
Well, I mean, I've communicated with him to get all of our merchandise up there. So, I mean, There you go. That would
There's a
work.
lot we could do.
That would work.
And then the shot glass will have the 3 Count Thursday logo on it.
Look,
There
no,
you
you
go.
all need your own shirts before we double back and give Ryan his second.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I would have no problem if Tim wants to design up an "I'm an idiot" shirt for myself. I mean, I'm an idiot. I wouldn't have a problem, but I mean, I don't think.
Oh, that's your voice?
Oh, that's me.
I didn't know that at all.
Yes,
I thought that was some. I thought that it could have been Chris fucking Jericho for all I knew.
Yeah, no, that's totally me. That is totally me. Charlie says they can't hear you, Tim.
I'm here.
Maybe Tim should do a
poor
crux the
Tim.
tip shirt.
But
Did Tim still have himself muted from the podcast?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I just looked.
All right, but Ryan,
How you doing?
Good until about 10 minutes ago.
Tim,
How you doing?
I'm good. I mean, I'm really good. I was watching wrestling this week, and as soon as I turn on the TV, lo and behold, he's back. Shane McMahon's here.
Who?
The best in the world. Shane McMahon.
Jim, I'm doing great again.
Thank you. Good,
But
I'm
not
good.
that great, because it's twice in a row now that I've taken it from Ryan.
I
Who's
don't even
allowed
want
to
to
say
have to
it.
say it. I just want to hear it.
He just likes to hear it. I mean, the golden voice of Greg Hamilton. And congrats to Greg Hamilton, by the way. Got engaged, I think, last weekend.
Oh,
So good for him. Good for him.
Good for him.
Intern Mark.
How you doing?
I'm doing really well. Really well. I was thinking, does anybody know when BBJ's birthday is? Or
It was
I know we haven't
yesterday.
seen her.
Oh,
Was it
it was
yesterday?
Did we miss it?
Damn it.
Shoot.
Well, I think we should all pitch in and get her "I'm a Sausage Guy" T-shirt.
All right with that.
That's
I
so
think that's a
thoughtful.
great idea. I
It
think
is
that's
thoughtful
a great
of you.
idea.
I
Yeah.
think we really should. That'd be fun.
Charlie,
Mark, is that a new decoration behind you?
Hey, that is. I rearranged things here a little bit. That's a KB Toys sign.
Now, what did the K and the B stand for?
Oh, you know what?
That's why I
It was-
asked.
I think it was Carl Bernard. Carl with a K.
wow, I don't think I ever knew that it like actually stood for anything, or at least I never thought about it.
So
It's Carl
Mark,
Bernard Toys.
if we're getting BBJ and I'm a Sausage Guy shirt, are we getting her a medium to wear, or are we getting her like a double XL long sleeve that she can tie around her waist?
Ooh.
Let's
No. Not that.
The where? I think where's the proper answer.
all right.
KB stands for Kaufman Brothers.
There it is.
Ah,
The
Kaufman.
founders
Carl
were
Bernard.
Harry and Joseph Kaufman,
Kaufman. Like Andy
Kaufman.
Thank you,
Kaufman.
Tim.
like Andy Kaufman.
Scotty
Kaufman
says
brothers.
here, yeah, congrats to Mia Yim and Keith Lee on getting engaged as well. That was just today. So congrats to them. Charlie asked Ryan, what kind of sausage? Kielbasa, andouille, chorizo? Are you a blood sausage kind of guy?
I've never even heard of those sausages. I
You've
just
heard of
go to
kielbasa. Shut up.
go to Roma's and I say, "Can I have a medium sausage pizza?"
You go to
And then-
Roma and you
but
go,
"I'm a sausage guy," and they sprinkle their sausage on top and they bake it and they give it to me. I'll take a shot in the mouth. Andouille and all this other bullshit. No, I don't like spicy sausage, so chorizo's out for sure
right.
because I'm not a spice guy.
So can we cut the sound clip where Ryan's saying they sprinkle it, bake it, and give it to me?
Well, then
How
I
else
mean,
would they put? I mean, I will eat sausage pizza if it's sliced sausage, yes, but I prefer the sprinkle sausage.
crumbled?
Crumble.
The
sausage.
crumble sausage.
Crumbled.
Yeah, sprinkle
Sausage
sausage
crumbled.
just doesn't sound right at all.
But the one time Ryan did eat chorizo, the hours later it was
The hemorrhoids. Don't even laugh.
I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible. Matt,
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm in the office this week, so I'm ready for Friday so I can start working from home again next week. Still alcohol free during the week, so we have diet peach tea.
Iced tea, I knew it.
Jim, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'll have you know that I'm picking up the slack for you not drinking, so it all balances out in the world of Three Count Thursday.
What big manly drink are you drinking tonight, Jim?
Well, tonight, if you must ask, I'm drinking the Truly iced tea. Well, currently I'm drinking a Truly lemon iced tea.
Truly the best option,
and it is delicious, by the way.
So you're a Truly over White Claw guy.
Truth be told, I never had a White Claw, but now earlier, I did have for the first time a Coors Seltzer, a black cherry, and that was absolutely delicious.
How do you feel about Bud Light Seltzer?
I haven't had the Bud Light Seltzer yet. I've
heard Bud Light Seltzers are really good.
A friend of mine who I would say is teetering the line of alcoholism said that the Labatt hard seltzers are the best. So I need to try them because I do enjoy Labatt beer. So I don't see why I would not enjoy their seltzer.
Now, didn't like Natty Ice come out with a summary thing like this last year? Like a lemonade or something? Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, they had like
perhaps?
a strawberry lemonade beer.
So that's not a seltzer. That is a beer.
Yeah, that was actually a flavored beer. I had one at like a friend of mine's house because, 2 summers ago, because this past summer, there was no such thing as cookouts with friends. It wasn't bad. I mean, I would never seek it out. I would never like go out of my way to buy it, but
it was okay for free.
Yeah, I would drink it for free. Charlie says Steve Austin is disappointed in me. I do still have 2 4-packs of Broken Skull IPA, but I'm trying to ration them because the my beer distributor hasn't gotten them in a while. So I don't know if they just shuffle through inventory that much, or there's a Broken Skull IPA shortage. So
there's a run on the empty cans, actually.
Well, that's what it is. The sell market on those cans is definitely marked up here in Central PA. So we do have to watch out for that. But let's jump into it again. If you're following along in the live video, please interact with us, leave comments. We'll get to them throughout the show. We appreciate that. As always.
Did you ask how Tim's doing? I missed him.
I did, remember, because he was so happy that he
triggered
saw
this.
Shane McMahon on Monday.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry.
He said the danger word.
Here.
Was that the first time you've watched Raw in a while, Tim, and you tune in and there's our boy?
No comment.
All right, let's kick it off.
Special night.
We're looking at February 11th, of course, in pro wrestling history. 2 birthdays. Ken Shamrock was born in 1864. Oh, sorry, 1964. My bad. Freudian slip. And Hernandez was born in 1973. In 1970, WWF World Champion Bruno Sammartino and Gorilla Monsoon defeated Ernie Ladd and Waldo Von Erich in a Texas death match in Boston, Massachusetts, with boxing greats Tony Galento and Tom McNeely as special referees. 1983, WWF World Champion Bob Backlund defeats Intercontinental Champion Magnificent Morocco in a Texas death match in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with only the WWF World title on the line. 1996, WCW held their 6th Super Brawl pay-per-view from the Bayfront Arena in St. Petersburg, Florida, in front of 7,200 fans. The tagline for the show was the Brawl for the Belt. There was 4 matches on the main event, which was before the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view card featured 9 matches and was main evented by Hulk Hogan defeating the Giant in a steel cage match. I found it odd that the tagline was the Brawl for the Belt and the championship match didn't main event the show. But I guess because they had to get the cage up. 2010, Vince McMahon announces during an investor conference call that after 23 years, WWE would be dropping the Survivor Series name, the second longest running WWE pay-per-view title in the history of the company due to the concept and name being, quote, obsolete, and the pay-per-view buy numbers in 2009 had decreased. The decision, of course, was later changed. Survivor Series 2010, oddly enough, was the only Q4 pay-per-view that year that increased in buys. And, of course, the Survivor Series still lasting to this very day. 2015, three things. Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer won the Pro Wrestling Noah GHC Tag Team Championships from Shane Hayes and Mikey Nichols. AJ Styles won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Beginning in Osaka, Japan. And NXT TakeOver Rival took place from Full Sail University in front of a sellout crowd of 400 plus fans. The show featured 6 matches and was main evented by Kevin Owens defeating Sami Zayn by ref stoppage to win the NXT Championship. Those were the events that took place February the 11th in pro wrestling history.
I have a question, Jim.
Yes.
How confused were you when you started talking about the lineage of the Pro Wrestling Noah GHC tag team titles?
Oh, it was just all letters. It was all confusing. My brain got all jumbled. I think I passed out for about 5 minutes.
So, fun fact, the team that they beat, you actually know who that team is.
Who do they beat?
They beat the team known then as the Mighty Don't Kneel.
I know them.
You know them. It's
Jim, you know them.
Slapjack and the guy who got fired.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah. TM61, as they were known in NXT. But they were mainstays in Pro Wrestling Noah and held a stranglehold on the tag team division for quite some time.
Now, the one that's still around is Shane Thorne, correct?
Correct.
That's Slapdick.
That's Slap Nuts.
Got it. I knew I'd,
JEFF.
Did I miss, Jim? Did you talk about Stephanie and Triple H's wedding as part of the On This Day? And
was that today?
Believe so.
Ooh, if it is, I must have missed that one.
Which one?
Amateur Hour.
Their real wedding or their Vegas wedding?
So
their Vegas wedding.
Their real wedding was like 4 days after Bad Blood 2000. It was like 3 days after the pay-per-view when Vince fought Stephanie.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the Vegas wedding. It was the one where Triple H pedigrees Vince at the end.
So that's the renewal of vows
right
on SmackDown.
Okay. I thought it was on Raw for some reason.
So that was... Is that in 2002? I know I covered it, but I don't remember.
Like I swear it's freaking hard as hell to remember like when a lot of these things took place. But yeah, if I missed that one, I do apologize. Like the I pull all like this day in history stuff from the PW Insider site. So it's like just this super long this super long web page that like
February 11th, 2002.
Well, there we go. Another thing on this day.
On this day.
But all right, let's continue on. Let's go to the
3 count question of the week.
Since we are in the Road to WrestleMania season, this one kind of popped into my head the other day. We the only matches we kind of see even starting to take shape at this point, with 2 pay-per-views between now and WrestleMania. But we know that Bianca's going to pick her WrestleMania opponent, Edge is going to pick his. But is there one match that you would love to see take place? Now, this isn't something that you think is going to take place, based on like how they're kind of setting up storylines or whatever. This is literally just any match that you would like to see take place at this year's WrestleMania. So does anybody want to kick us off? for this one.
So we're taking logic out of the equation and we're just booking dream matches for WrestleMania?
I mean, I guess theoretically there you should have some degree of realism. I mean, the people that I guess theoretically are active in the WWE umbrella or could theoretically return. I mean, I wouldn't anybody that's long since retired or anything like that. I would guess. I mean, if you really want to throw any dream match out there, but I kind of take it as just anybody that's not Edge or Bianca Belair.
But also
matches,
not matches that look like they're being already scheduled to be booked.
I mean, here's the deal. Like, if you think that, Big E is going to face Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental title, but that's a match you really, really want to see, then sure, that can be your answer. Like, I mean, it's not a question of what match based on things being presented to us right now do you think they're moving towards. This is something that you personally would like to see at WrestleMania this year. Like for me, now I do have a men's match and a women's match. But my men's match that I would like to see, just based on his introduction already to the main product, is Bobby Lashley defending his U.S. title against Damian Priest.
Of all the matches.
Yeah, you could have booked
anything.
You could have booked Shane McMahon versus Cameron.
I don't want to see that. I'm not the Cameron fan like Ryan is.
You could have had Bret Hart wheel down to the ring, army crawl inside, and pin Hornswoggle.
Why do I want to? I don't want to see that.
Are you a big Hornswoggle fan? Is that why?
Yeah, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him lose.
So I took this because this needs to be a WrestleMania caliber match, correct? This should be a big match.
Sure.
And the WWE has all of the money in the world that they want to do with because they just signed this new deal. So WWE is going to put on a match that involves wrestlers from every promotion that kind of made it big in the past. So it will be Goldberg representing WCW versus Kane representing the WWE, versus Raven representing ECW, versus Jeff Jarrett representing TNA, versus Sting representing AEW, of course, against PCO, who's the oldest guy I could think of, representing Ring of Honor.
What about Red Scorpion representing LCW?
He'll be there too.
Yeah, now he didn't literally ring him.
That's my favorite fucking sound clip we have, honest to God. I'll never not laugh at that.
What? Because I haven't broken down. Is it?
He raked my back.
No.
Yeah, now he didn't literally ring him.
That part.
He didn't literally
That
ring it.
part. Where he's like, kayfabe be damned.
Yeah, right?
He didn't pull out a rake and actually rake my back.
It raked my back.
No, but for real, my real answer would be the 4 horsewomen's match. Bring back Ronda, do the MMA version versus the wrestling version. If Raven's out of the budget,
I mean,
you can put Tommy Dreamer in if you want.
I want them to bring in, if they're going to bring in PCO, they need to bring in Raven as Johnny Polo.
That's fine.
But then you would need somebody for the ECW thing.
Bring in Tommy Dreamer,
or you bring in the Sandman.
Oof.
Just pay him with some beer.
Wouldn't that be great? Sandman versus Goldberg.
Oof.
1-on-1.
You don't even need much money. Just give him a pack of Marlboro Reds.
Did they ever wrestle?
No.
I didn't know if Hack was one of Goldberg's one and how many ever.
Hardcore Hack didn't show up to WCW until like late 99, early 2000.
Oh, was it that late? Oh,
Yeah,
wow. I
the
didn't know
streak
that.
had already
Okay.
been done.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's woof. Anybody else want to give theirs?
Ryan kind of stole. I was thinking Goldberg against Big Show.
Yeah, Big Show would have been a good representative. Truth be told, I struggled coming up with like an old Ring of Honor wrestler. I put Jay Lethal down first, and I thought that's just not fair.
That's a shame.
Poor Jay.
I mean, if you want an old Ring of Honor wrestler, I mean, AJ Styles old as dirt. Might as well just put him in there.
He is. He can cover 3 of the fucking brands right there.
That's true. He just wrestles himself.
No, there's a dream match, Jim.
There you go.
Well, no, Jim already used his on
all right. The Archer of Infamy and Bob Lashley.
I mean, I wasn't, again, it's not I wasn't taking it as a dream match. I was just taking it as
a match you want to see.
Yeah.
A probable match.
Yeah, as somewhat probable, but a match
could have brought back anybody. Probably. Horace Hogan could have come back.
Yeah.
Why do I want to see Horace Hogan?
Why do you want to see that?
Peacock money right now, and you're having them spend it on Bob Lashley versus Damian Priest. That'll get the viewers in.
So
now, what would the tagline of that match be?
Who gives a shit? This is the actual tagline.
Who gives a
The
shit?
tagline would be bathroom break.
Well, yeah, you're not allowed to pause on Peacock, I heard, so they'll have to.
What?
That's what I heard. You can't pause live matches through Peacock.
Oh, fair enough.
Really?
Just get up and walk away then. That's fucking.
So the tagline is "You're welcome, everyone, for the bathroom break."
Now's your time to go.
Jim's like, well, I want to. I got to go bad, but I don't want to miss it.
I mean, just take the phone into the bathroom with you, you know? And
Jim does all the fucking moves with him and everything.
But he's holding his phone.
That's
so
Tim. That's Tim.
So he's doing like this. He's like. No, but if I'm being honest, I would probably, until recently, they kind of changed it. But I really wanted to see Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus Miz and Morrison.
I mean, let's be honest. Bad Bunny's going to be wrestling at WrestleMania.
It's going to be Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus John Morrison and Angel Garza. That's where it's going now.
Yeah.
But instead, I wanted to be Miz and Morrison because I don't care. You know what? It's not Karrion Kross that's going to take the mantle of Damian Priest. It's going to be that fake dick wrestler, Angel Garza. He is the worst.
Unbelievable.
The worst.
Wow.
His move is trash.
God dang it, Bobby.
He's horrible.
I didn't see that swerve coming.
He's not
shocking.
very good.
I like Garza, man.
I bet
think
y'all
he fits
do.
in real good.
Y'all sausage guys, y'all can all have that fake dick wrestler, Angel Garza.
It's unbelievable.
He ain't even pretty. He ain't prettier than his daddy. He don't move like his daddy. He ain't nothing.
Man.
Garbage.
Did not.
For those who are actual Angel Garza fans, y'all can take this. He's basura. Man is trash.
I don't think you can say that on here.
I can say whatever I want.
We're going to get thrown off the Facebooks.
Basura.
Right? Oh my gosh. Jeez. Reckless, Tim.
Yeah.
Mark, did you give a real match or?
I don't think Mark even gave a fake match, did he?
Yeah, he
I
did.
gave
He
a
said
He did. That's right. Yeah.
Big Show.
Goldberg a Big Show. That's happened before. Well, not as Big Show, but as the Giant. That realistically, I'd like to see Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, and Daniel Bryan take the championship.
I like that one.
I don't think it'll ever happen, but I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I think we talked in the group message when it was looking like it might line up that we get Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan for the belt at WrestleMania, and that would have been fantastic. But I would still just love to see that match. I mean, it's not going to be a 5-star like Damian Priest and Bob Lashley, but it can sure as hell try.
Bobby!
I'll never get tired of the Bob sound bites either.
That's going to be our next tournament. Is we're going to rank the 3 Count Thursday sound bites.
Bob sound bites.
No, all of them. We have to have at least 32 good sound bites that we use
Oh, absolutely.
on a semi-regular basis and
Yeah.
tournament style them.
You remember
I
the
like that.
episode where
Yeah.
Tim named like 76 different Bobs? Right? So, but-
4. There's 4. And then there's a
God dang it, Bobby.
Didn't the Bob one start though? Was for Bob Roode, right? They were Roodes first.
Yes.
And then nobody gives a shit about Bob Roode anymore.
No.
Not even Bob Roode, I don't think.
I missed my chance with my dream WrestleMania match.
There it was.
What
now
is
maybe Jim saved all of that Peacock money to bring back Eva Marie for his women's match.
Oh, that's right. He did have one of each.
No.
I want to see Eva Marie's dad wrestle Eva Marie's husband, and they finally get it all out there. It comes to fruition.
Now, I'd watch that too.
If anybody's dad's involved, I'd want it to be the Miz's dad.
You love
Maybe you could team up.
I fucking
Miz's
loved
dad,
it.
The Miz's
Oh my
dad
god.
was great. The Miz's dad was great.
The Miz's
he'd
dad
do it
versus
too.
Goldberg's kid.
Nicholas versus Goldberg's
Yeah.
kid.
Goldberg's
That'd
kid
be
the
all
first
right,
second
too.
just fucking pulls his shirt off for no reason.
So is it Is it confirmed that you are future Goldberg's kid?
Who? Me?
You.
Yes.
Just love to take your shirt off whenever you can.
I've done it.
You do it.
We've seen it.
If one of us threatens you, like
I've
I
said I've
bet you
done
wouldn't
it.
take your shirt off. It's off.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. Just
Charlie says we would love to see an NXT title match since there won't be a takeover that weekend. Scotty says Big E versus Christian. Oh yeah, but that's right. Bob Roode is a tag team champion right now.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, on
Cool dads
SmackDown.
are back.
No shit.
You
When was
hear-
the last time you watched SmackDown, Ryan?
Months.
Oh,
Months.
here's a good fun game. Can you name all the current WWE champions?
Who?
You.
Me specifically?
Could you name?
Absolutely not.
I'll be 100% honest. I don't know if I could at
I
this
definitely
point.
cannot.
Can,
Nope, I can't either.
Can you collectively do it?
All right,
All right, let's do
try to this
SmackDown.
Let's
collectively.
try.
All right, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 13 champions.
I'll let you guys knock out the easy ones, and I'll try and pick up the slack on the harder ones.
I
Roman
could
Reigns.
absolutely do this. Roman Reigns, ding. Yes.
All right, Drew McIntyre.
Yes, all right. Now you guys are struggling.
Bob Lashley.
Bob Lashley, yes.
Bob.
Get my Sasha Banks one.
Sasha Banks, yes.
Big E.
Yes, Big E.
Oscar.
That's 6.
Asuka. There's Bob Roode and Dolph Ziggler, the tag team champions.
That's 8.
Nia Jax and
Team Shania.
Shayna Baszler.
That's 10.
R-Truth.
11.
Oh shit! I never even thought of that one.
R-Truth.
What,
Raw,
third total?
Raw tag champions are
Is it still the Street Profits? I don't remember.
They are on
they're
SmackDown,
on
sir.
SmackDown.
They lost the title. They switched the titles with the New Day when they got drafted, and then they lost them to the Cool Dads.
That's why they haven't been on Raw.
It's still the New Day, right?
No!
No, it's the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business.
Which members?
Cedric and Shelton.
Yes.
How many do we have left?
0.
Oh, that's it. We
did it.
Good
We
job,
did it.
team.
We got him.
Now I could really make y'all hurt and make y'all pick NXT UK champions.
Oh Christ! Yeah, I
Um,
could.
Is it Walter?
It's still Walter, yes.
Yeah, Walter, that's all I
Is
know.
Kaylee Ray still the
It's
women's
still
champ?
Kaylee Ray.
And the Grizzled Young Vets.
No.
Mustache Mountain.
No.
Gallus.
Gallus, yes.
Yeah. Do they have like a mid champ?
So they have the NXT UK Heritage Cup winner.
So that's the North American.
Kind of, I guess. But who do you think that is?
What the hell is even that?
The Ilya guy. Ilya Dragunov.
It's not Dragunov.
Ilya Strokinov.
It's not that either.
That was the stretch red horse.
It's also not Ilya Beatenoff. It's not any of those.
Come in my face.
It's A Kid.
A Kid?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he a rapper?
No, that was the guy with Rakem or whatever.
Akon.
Akon.
No,
Yeah.
that's Acom with
Acom.
Razor.
Acom and Razor.
Acom and Razor.
Oh, that's right.
The Daddy's a pain.
And then what? Regular NXT, you got Balor, Io Shirai, and is it
Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny Gargano. And the tag champs is that still Lorcan and Birch?
Okay. Yep. And then who's the cruiserweight champion?
Oh, it's
oh man.
Jesus
What's his
Christ.
name with the entourage?
Yeah, his name's slipping my freaking brain.
Oh, wait.
It's L.
Oh, jeez.
Elegante.
We literally talked about him on the show last week.
Sure did.
Fuck me.
Oh man,
Matt, you want to throw him a bone here?
Some Spanishy. I need help.
I have no idea who it
You
is.
have no idea.
Oh,
El
man.
Fantasmo.
He used to be called El Fantasmo, but
Close enough, right?
No.
No, we're gonna fault on the last one.
You're gonna fault on the last one, even if I give you the name of the dude, because there's two.
There's two.
Yes.
Oh, Leo Rush.
No.
I don't fucking know.
Lionel Green.
It's Santos Escobar and Jordan
That's
Devlin.
Oh, Santos
There we go.
Escobar, of course.
Santos Escobar.
Jordan Devlin never lost the title, and because COVID happened, he could never come back to defend it. So he is on the NXT UK brand, claiming to be the real cruiserweight champion.
The WWE turning to shoot and do a work.
Bing, bing. And I love how everyone in the chat is just screaming, Devlin Escobar.
Well, I was trying not to cheat. I was
They were
trying-
wrong. Jim, can you do that for AEW?
There we go.
Chris Jericho, Sting, Dusty Rhodes.
It's God, can I?
It's
It's Omega,
Kenny Omega,
the Bucks,
the Bucks,
and Darby.
Darby Allin,
and then MJF's
Cheater.
got the ring.
Sheeter,
Oh yeah,
who's your women's champ.
Karu Sheeter.
Serena Deeb's your AEW NWA
That's
women's
NWA
champion.
title. I don't care about that.
Well, I mean, it might as well be one and the same at this point. But yeah, and then who has the ring? Does MJF still have the ring?
MJF won a second ring.
Won a second ring?
He's
Yeah.
the Tom
Two
Brady of
rings.
AEW.
Two rings.
Jesus Christ. I can't keep track of that. I just
Yeah.
can't do it.
That's him.
All right, so there's all the champions. And I had a women's tag title match because I didn't want to include a women's title because I didn't know which way
Oh, that's
Bianca was
fair.
going to go, and that was part of the question. But I think the winner, who I think should be the winner, spoiler alert coming up here shortly, for the women's Dusty Tag Classic, team Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez should take on the women's tag team champions, Team Shania. And I would like to see Raquel and Dakota Kai win the women's tag team titles.
Oh, Big Mama Cool.
I'd love her. She is awesome.
Yeah, she really is. She's great.
And
Raquel
to think,
Welch.
now, if I showed you a picture of her from the first Mae Young Classic, you would think
She was
that
Jazzy Gabbert.
you would
Wild
think,
transformation. Sorry, Tim.
Oh my!
Nah, she went by. She used to go
Were
by
you
her.
drinking, Jim? I apologize. I didn't.
No, I had,
Oh, okay.
I had just taken a drink.
Let me see if I can find a picture of her as Reina Gonzalez.
Right.
No shit's given.
I mean, how long ago was the first Mae Young Classic? I can't remember a couple of
think-
weeks ago, so I couldn't even remember she was in that. If we're being 100%
Priscilla, no, Priscilla, was she in that one? Priscilla Kelly?
Matt's favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
Was Mae Young still alive when the first one happened?
No.
I was just going through my wrestling 8x10s like the other week, and I threw so many of them away of people that I'm just like disgusted with. Priscilla won. Val Venus, his was one that went in the garbage real quick.
That's fair.
So
Bad place. Bad place.
Yeah. So
Bad place Hall of Fame.
2000 or 4 years ago, 2017 was the first Mae Young Classic, which had wrestlers such as Abby Lath.
Yep. She was there.
Let me see who else I can name that had a weird name, or not a weird name, but a different name than you know now.
Oh, that's Princess Kimberly.
Yeah, it's Princess Kimberly. But Princess Kimberly, Bianca Belair, Candice Michelle, Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane.
Candice Michelle. Was she really in
Not
that?
Candice Michelle, Candice LeRae.
I was going to say, I don't remember Candice Michelle in that
Piper
one.
Niven, Rachel
Renee
Evers.
Michelle was in it.
Shut up. No. And then Tanara Conti. And that's where the list ends.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What was that list again?
Tanara Conti and a whole bunch of other people in the winter Kairi Sane.
Mercedes Martinez wrestled in that one, I think.
Yes,
right?
she did.
Yeah.
Is there any other matches?
Did Matt even give an answer? I think we just
No, I said Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you did.
You don't remember because Jim set the bar so high with
So high, like I couldn't even handle it.
Forgot after that.
Which is also the state I would have to be in order to actually want to watch that match.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, come on, Tim. I heard you gushing about Damian Priest.
He's
So, Jim,
on the come up, but you can't just put him with Bob Lashley like that.
He's 47 years old. He doesn't. You got to rush him to a title.
Damian Priest is 47.
I think he's like 38, legitimately.
God.
Okay, there's a couple years difference there, Jim. You said 47. We were all like, that checks out.
How old is
I kind of believed you.
God, he is 38. Oh,
I should have just hung on to that one.
You'd have been all right. Yeah,
Gulp.
probably.
Big
So,
gulp.
Jim, now knowing all of our great, awesome selections, do you want to change yours at all?
I mean, there are other matches that like certainly could be seen. Sure.
Because I feel like, no offense, and this is a dig on myself, so I'm going to say it, your selections were kind of the bottle cap answers of everybody's answers here.
I mean, sure, but like we're also not putting this up to a vote, so I don't have to worry about losing.
I mean, you could have brought back the Bellas.
Yeah, I thought you were.
I know,
thought
but
you were gonna say Bellas.
I wasn't taking it from like a dream match scenario or
Okay.
like I was taking it a little bit more in
Like you were booking Hell in a Cell, not WrestleMania.
You're booking the pre-show of Fastlane.
there has to be a pre-show match for WrestleMania anyways. I mean, why not?
Me.
I like that you did the head gesture to watch the car drive by, Ryan.
Of all the stupid sound effects that I love, that's probably the one that I hate the most.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Even
I'll
though
take the sausage one any day over that fucking thing.
Man, I wish you wouldn't have said the word after the one after that. I'll take this.
You mean you could?
I'm a sausage
You
guy.
can edit it out.
I probably will.
Okay, that's a whole lot of work.
No, it's not.
It's actually really it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult.
Ryan will take the
10
sausage
seconds.
any day.
And Ryan, I literally have all the time in the world
That's
at this
fair.
point.
You're not wrong.
So even if it was a lot of work, I could probably do it. All right, let's see here. Scotty says he still wants Riddle versus Goldberg. Oof.
No, you. I think you've kind of lost the ability.
No. You're telling me you would rather have Riddle versus Goldberg?
You picked ethnic Riddle versus ethnic Goldberg as your match. How are you gonna dunk on that?
No.
Your match, Jim, was the big show of matches.
You picked.
You're gonna sit there and try and tell me that Goldberg would have an equal quality match as Bob Lashley? Come on. That's pretty bad. No.
Yes.
No. Take the WCW glasses off, Tim. It's 20. It's 20.
Jim, you gave the last Goldberg match an A-.
When was the last time you gave a Bob Lashley match an A-?
When? Thank you, Tim. When was that Bob Lashley an A-?
I don't know.
I don't know.
To be fair, Jim probably did give it A-.
I don't know.
It was that match with Apollo Crews, I think, that he was like, "Oh, it was better than I thought it was going to be, A-."
Now, truth be told, I think the Riddle match would probably become some sort of a shoot, and we would enjoy the hell out of watching it. Wouldn't be a great wrestling match, but it would be fun to watch.
You could see somebody's femur in real time. I couldn't even say it without
Goldberg when he tries to walk.
Charlie says if he could, he would like to see Riddle versus Brock.
Sweet knee bar, bro. Just Riddle talking shit to Goldberg as he's trying to put him in fake submissions. What the fuck is this, bro?
Towley versus Oldberg. Yeah, I don't need that ever in my life.
Hey, man. Integrity Farms.
All right, let's.
What was Charlie's match, and why didn't it involve Karrion Kross again?
Riddle and Brock.
Well, I would assume that he wants to see an NXT match on there. I would assume that
he said Takeover. He said the NXT title match.
That's
which is gonna happen. He's gonna get it. He'll get an NXT title match.
I would think so. I would definitely think so. All right, let's continue on here. I got into a discussion with somebody on Twitter this week. No, it wasn't a fight. I know what everybody thinks. It wasn't a fight, and it wasn't the New Age Insiders. Okay, so let's just tap the brakes now. But somebody was.
Although, real quick sidebar, I love that you had this really long message to the New Age Insiders. It was like multiple paragraphs, and what was their response? Like, yeah, you too, bro.
Basically,
something along those lines. You're like, always respect, yada yada yada. They're like, good guys.
It is what it is. But I saw somebody commenting about like today's wrestlers, like wrestlers of today are, and the word they used was dumber than like wrestling in the past.
Oh, this is the guy that entered the private chat then as well, correct?
Yes, yeah, because we were tweeting and back and forth, and then he also messaged, and like, because first I asked for like clarifications. I'm like, what exactly does that mean? So I guess to him, he's kind of saying that the in-ring style of like previous generations was, and again, the word he used, like smarter than what we see now. Today's guys are dumber, meaning acrobatics. The words he said, like, you know, taking like kicks to the head. And I wanted to be like, bro, you know, like they're like slapping their thigh, right? You know, like they're not actually like,
wait, what?
Kicking themselves. Oh shit, Ryan, you didn't know? And I guess because like he was equating like acrobatic like spot wrestling as like putting themselves at risk and you know, shortening their careers, this and that, as compared to, you know, like, you know, back in the 90s when you had like rest holds and stuff like that,
fucking chair shots to the head, right? Keep
right
going.
and those were some of the things that I pointed out to him. As I was like, you know, they used to just like chair shots to the head, and like, I mean, guys literally like got through their schedule by like doing like drugs and all sorts of stuff just to like
percent of the Attitude Era wrestlers are dead.
Right. And like, I didn't go as far to say that, but again, like today's wrestlers like are probably overall, I would say probably in better shape, more aware of their health, mental health, physical health. And like and just the craft in and of itself of wrestling to get to the level and what these guys are doing now. I mean, and I'm not like taking anything away from the wrestling we grew up on, but I'm like, the guys today are every bit as good of a worker as wrestlers. But like, and it just like is the style of wrestling today dumber?
Were you arguing with Christopher Nowinski?
I was not arguing with
Was he
Christopher Nowinski.
referencing Christopher Nowinski at all during this?
I don't remember his name coming up.
He was wrong.
What era is he saying was smarter?
I think
that Bruiser Brody era.
That's like, because to me, like, if he's gonna say the 80s, then man, he must thought Jimmy Snuka was stupid for jumping off the top rope. Like
the conversation,
like what era?
The conversation like came about from reaction to, obviously delayed reaction, but like to like the Undertaker's comments on the Joe Rogan thing. And about like today's wrestling versus like, well, in my day we brought guns to the locker room.
So a person's doubling down on Mark from Texas's stupid comments on the Joe Rogan show.
Kind of
is doubling down and now saying that wrestlers are dumber.
See, I read the comments that he was like private messaging us. And I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, he was trying to keep it to in-ring risks that are being taken. Whereas in the 80s and 90s, to like bring a match down, they would use like rest holds and arm bars to like bring the match down and then like rising action again to cap it off with a finishing move. Whereas today, a finishing move is set up by multiple kicks, a couple of tombstone pile drivers, and like 3 launches from the ring is I think what he was trying to say.
Well, that's where he kind of moved to, because like initially when I first started responding, it kind of encapsulated everything. And then when I think he realized I made a great point about like guys being aware of like mental health, physical health, like you don't need to do pills and guns and whatever in the locker room to be smart. Then he kind of shifted to in-ring work. But then the point I made too was like if we're talking about, late 80s, early 90s, the stuff even they were doing then was considered like wild and crazy to the beginnings of what pro wrestling was. So like comparative, and my point was that the business has just kind of evolved with where each generation has kind of dictated it.
There's so much better athletes too. Like you can't deny that.
Right.
I mean, big guys back then were like Haystacks Calhoun. Big guys today are
Keith Lee.
right. Really athletic big guys. The Choo Choo Man. I mean, crazy athletic.
Right.
Yeah.
And it baffles me when people like ask this. People like ask this question and don't instinctively think in their head, oh, science. Like football changed from being a running game to a passing game. And I bet you everybody thought that the first team to really heavily throw the ball was stupid because it's a risk to take the ball out of someone's hands and throw it in the air to another person in the hopes that they catch it. Same thing with the 3-point line. They paint a line farther away from the basket that gives you more points. Oh, that's stupid. Why would you ever shoot from out there? It's so far away, you can't make it. And now the NBA is strictly the 3-point line. It's so much the 3-point line that they're talking about making a 4-point line.
Wait, really?
Yes. They're talking about expanding the court out sideways to be able to have more room on the perimeters and to put a
Do they just want fat guys to never play basketball, making it fucking wider?
Yes.
I'm not even the biggest NBA guy by any stretch of the imagination, but there's not a lot of fat guys in the NBA anymore.
No,
is
I'm
there?
just saying, like, even for pickup ball. Never mind. We ain't fucking. Never mind.
I was gonna say, when was the last pickup game you
Hey,
played?
meet me down at Bondfield. We'll shoot some hoops.
I'll get the
Fucking
rebound. That's
3
about
minutes
it.
later, we're done and we're just going to get tacos.
First off, those are half court games, and I'm standing my fat ass under the net waiting for a rebound. That's
fair.
it. That's all I got.
But like, wrestlers are so much more athletic, and the rings are better now too. Like, if you watch wrestling in like the 70s and 80s, remember how absolutely terrifyingly loose the ropes were.
Yeah.
Like the famous video we've all seen of Akeem hitting the ropes and slipping through them because they're so loose.
Yeah.
The ropes are tighter now because it allows for people to jump off of them.
Well, because I feel like a lot of times, because there was like big fat guys in wrestling back then, that we got a lot more of the, arms tied up in the rope spot.
Yeah, and you can't really tie. You
Like,
can't really tie somebody's arms in the ropes with these tight ropes.
yeah, that rarely, if ever, I don't remember the last time that spot happened.
I think it was Baron Corbin.
Okay,
I think that they tied Baron Corbin up during the Lacey Evans Baron Corbin versus Seth and Becky feud.
Okay,
I think he got tied up in the ropes then, but other than that, like, or it might have been Seth that got tied up in the ropes. Either way, somebody did.
But yeah, it rarely happens.
Yeah, it's just,
yeah, and I was actually really proud of myself because I didn't get sarcastic, I didn't get prickish, but it went from the initial question of like, what do you mean by that? And then I was just like, the business has evolved, wrestlers have evolved, and I think, and I always go back to like when you had the 90s and the 2000s, when you kind of just blew the doors off of the business in terms of like, kayfabe and believability and, back in the day, like finishers finished matches, and then matches kind of turned into, how many finishers can we kick out of, and Rock has 7 elbow pads so he can do the people's elbow 9 times and stuff like that it's hard to go back once you've seen that, because we've seen times where Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles are having a good wrestling match, or Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak, and they'll be in a sequence of wrestling moves, and a good portion of the crowd is quiet or chanting boring. And it's like, so you can't necessarily go back, or you have to be in the right setting, like NXT or NXT UK. Like, I mean, again, we just did that watch along, Ryan, where we did the finally I watched that tag match from the UK Takeover.
That was pretty fun.
And, it felt weird that the crowd didn't boring all over that thing, because I feel like in some cases you would have gotten that here. But yeah, it's just, the business, it's changed.
And again, if you have that preference that you prefer that style, that's fine.
Sure.
But I don't think anybody's going to say the people on American Ninja Warrior are less than the folks that competed on American Gladiators.
That's a great analogy. Let's see here.
Nitro would have fucked people up today.
Right. Lee says the first 2 guys I saw wrestling a style similar to today's in-ring style was Tiger Mask and Dynamite Kid. That was in the 80s. Not the smaller workers' fault. Vince didn't really see money on smaller talent. Great point too.
That's a great point.
But yeah, it's, I just saw it and I thought I'll pass it around the group here. Any other thoughts on this before we go to break?
I think the person, whoever it was, is almost correct if he just changes the word smarter to simpler. And sometimes
Yeah.
smart is simple. And why a lot of people praise like the Revival for being great tag team wrestlers, because they keep it simple. Like there's an analogy, like everybody's heard it, keep it simple, stupid. When you put increasingly difficult things, it can easily convolute something.
Yeah.
Like we've all seen wrestling matches where the guys go out there and they do 8 minutes of literally everything they do.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Like, I hit you with this, you kick out at 2, you hit this, I do this, you do this. 8 minutes. What did I watch?
Right.
But then you give me 8 minutes with 2 guys who do half that and a lot of just like looking at the crowd and like rest holds, and instead of like abusing strikes, 1 strike matters. Like less is more. It's simpler. It's not as just ridiculous.
The problem is, though, once we've gone past that threshold where 1 strike matters, it's hard to go back. Because what makes Dax Harwood's 1 strike so much more powerful than Shelton Benjamin's 1 strike
I think
in a tag team match?
It depends on who the opponents are. Like, if it's Rey Mysterio versus Shelton Benjamin should hit Rey Mysterio 1 time. And Rey should hit Shelton like 6 to get the same effect. There's stories that are there, and it's like, you want to know who the best example of someone who used to do too much and now has pared it down?
Sting.
AJ Styles.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
AJ Styles in TNA did all of his stuff every match. You'd get the spiral tap and the springboard 450, and it was before he was doing the phenomenal forearm, and he was doing the Styles Clash and the neck breaker deal. He did all of his stuff.
That's kind of like a like what he did kind of on the indies in a bit too. So he was still working that indie style.
But the indie style is do all of your stuff so that if somebody sees it, they see all of your stuff.
Right.
Sure.
And like it's cool, it's flashy, but then like what makes that person's matches better? Like give me something, give me less than everything that you have, so that if I come back next month and you do something different, I'm impressed. But if I come back every month and you're doing the same thing every month, why am I coming?
Right.
I saw it
because you like to watch it.
But I saw it last month. I saw the same guy do the same thing last month.
Right, but that's what you like.
I like wrestling, but I like watching Monday Night Raw, but I don't want to watch the same Monday Night Raw every Monday night. Stuff has to change.
So that's why you haven't been watching as much Monday Night Raw.
Therein, the opening match was AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy, and that's where I stopped my viewing of Raw. I was done.
Yeah, it has definitely been repetitive at times. Ryan, you brought up the Rey Mysterio and his eye.
Yes.
Whenever my wife is watching, or I shouldn't say watching wrestling, whenever she's in the room and wrestling's on, if anybody goes out near the steps, she goes, "Are they gonna lose an eye?" It fucking cracks me up every goddamn time. So let's pause here. Let's go to the break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the TNT Championship, NXT Takeover predictions, and we'll get to our news and rumors. So stick with us. 3 Count Thursday live.
We'll be right back.
3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? You're listening to NGSC Sports Radio. Hear us live on ngscsports.com, where you can get awesome analysis on all things sports. Or check out our podcasts on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and much more. For our latest videos, subscribe to NGSC Sports YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at NGSC Sports, and like us on Facebook. NGSC Sports. We never stop. Welcome back to 3 Count Thursday live, facebook.com/3 Count Thursday. Make sure you check out our website, 3countthursday.com. Find our merchandise and social media links and all that. Make sure you subscribe to the show, rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars. We'd appreciate that. Whether you're in Japan or in the U.S., doesn't matter. We are, before we get to NXT TakeOver predictions, last night on Dynamite, Darby Allin defended his TNT championship, and I was like, I kind of thought, I was like, he hasn't defended this very often, and so I kind of want to look at and because he's been tied into the angle with Sting and Team Taz as of late. So I looked up, since he won the TNT title at Full Gear in November, he has wrestled 4 times, and he has defended the AEW championship twice, the TNT championship twice, once on January 7th and then last night. His other matches, he was in a tag match with Cody versus Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. And then he was in a tag match with Cody versus Hobbs and Ricky Starks. And then I looked back since when the AEW TNT title was first won in May, it had been defended at least 2 times per month on Dynamite up until Darby won it in November, and it has only been defended twice since then. I personally haven't been that big of a fan of his run with the title. I don't think the title has helped him, and I don't think his reign has helped the title, if that makes sense. To me, it feels like an afterthought. Like him being the and I understand, like, they, now you have his godfather Sting is in the picture, and he's getting that rub there. But I feel like the TNT title has just kind of become an afterthought to Darby Allin. And I think it's a shame, because what they did with that title when Cody had it, and when Mr. Brody Lee had it, I thought it seemed like it was a prominent weekly feature for it was the TV title to a degree, and I feel like it's kind of been lost since Darby's won it. And so I just wonder, do you guys think that it's been good or bad, or maybe even indifferent for the championship? Has this reign?
I don't necessarily see why the guy that's going to have the Sting rub needs to be carrying hardware as well. And I think we've oftentimes said, like, the belt necessarily isn't what the belt can do for you, but what you can do to elevate the championship. And quite frankly, Darby Allin has not elevated it at all.
And vice versa, it's done nothing for him. So
sure,
that it's not beneficial to either party at this point for the belt to be on Darby.
I also think that it's partially unfair to compare Darby's run to previous runs because Cody defended it weekly by choice. Because he did the open invitations and he gave opportunities to everyone during his first reign. And then he lost it to Brody Lee. And then I think Brody Lee only defended it one time back to Cody when he lost it. And then Cody had the belt until he lost it to Darby. So
Cody must pose.
Right. And so the jury is still out. He has only been champion for 3 months. And in that time, we've had the New Year turn.
Mm-hmm.
Brody died.
Right.
Sting debuted. And like those 3 things right there can derail anything, especially since they had to create a new TNT title for Darby too. So I think
they had the next week.
They did.
I believe.
They did. Way to poke a hole in that. But anyway, but even so, I think that it makes sense for Darby to have the title. Especially because they've been coining by being the TNT champion. They've been using the phrase the franchise, which is what they called Sting when he was in WCW. Like he was the franchise player of WCW. Y'all don't know. That's okay. I got you. And so having Darby have the title to signify that he's the franchise player of AEW, which I don't know if I believe or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a different time, different question for a different time.
That's a separate topic.
Yeah, that's a separate topic. Jury is still out for me for Darby.
And like for me, like I mean, I'm somebody that you heard me. I used to question. I don't get Darby Allin. I was like, why is he even? What is he even? Why is he even? So I've come around on Darby Allin, and I was actually really happy. I thought he should have gotten the TNT championship sooner than he did. There was a point where I was like, man, I feel like they're missing, not that they're missing, totally missing the bus on him, but I feel like that like he was really on the rise, and I was like, man, strike while the iron's hot. So I've come around on him. It's just the when he actually defended the title last night, I was like, it was kind of like, oh yeah, he's a TNT champion, because it's kind of become the storyline with Sting and he versus Team Taz is kind of taken over more than the title, and to me that was kind of a shame. Mark, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, you know what, I like Darby Allin, but I think the TNT title, in my opinion, that should be defended every week, kind of like the when WCW had their TV title. I don't think the belt is given its I don't know, I guess it's dues, you could say, being on Darby Allin, and it's not really helping Darby Allin. So there's many other wrestlers out there that could really benefit from having that title. So, but yeah, I'm a Darby fan, but just not with the belt, just not now with the storyline with Sting going on.
And I think that was the precedent that kind of got set, whether that was the intention of the TNT title or not, to be a weekly defended championship or not, whether it was to become a TV title of sorts. But when it kind of became that, it felt like that was kind of the expectation. So maybe that's why it's really kind of felt off to me too, is it's just like that it hasn't lived up to what it was being booked at from the jump. So
maybe it out hot.
Tim made a great point that the Cody defenses were by choice. Like he chose to defend it as the champion, and he chose to be a fighting champion. And nowhere, I don't think, in the bylaws of the TNT championship doesn't have to be defended on a weekly basis. So that's a great point. I think that Tim chose to do. I feel like that's Cody elevating the championship. And doing something for the strap, maybe where, and again, it's not like fucking Allin has a choice to say I want to defend it every week either. It's not his choice.
Right. It's definitely not his choice.
The prop aspect of the championship, but I feel did more on the waist of Cody Rhodes.
And I mean,
although if he's the franchise player, who am I to argue about the franchise?
And I mean, not to this isn't a insult to Darby Allin, but
here it comes.
Well, no, but like Cody and Brody Lee are at different points in their career than Darby Allin. So like to Tim's point. So like maybe there is because I know last night on Dynamite, Cody was in with I don't remember their names, but it was like new guys to AEW in a tag match, and I was like, this feels like a really weird spot for Cody. Like I feel like Cody is kind of lost in the mix a little, which is okay. Like I don't think he should always be.
But can Cody kickflip?
No,
I don't. No,
that's the thing.
Hi, I'm Darby Allin. Welcome to Jackass.
So like I don't know. When I watched, because I watched Dynamite this morning, and when he defended the title in actually what was a surprisingly good match. I don't know if surprisingly is the right word.
Who did he defend it against?
Joey Janela. I actually really liked the match. I thought they actually had a really, really good match against each other to kick off the show. But yeah, I was just like, man, this feels like the first time he's defended it. So then I looked up when, how often he has defended it. And yeah, this is only the second time since November. But yeah, a lot has happened. I mean, those things you listed, plus the Impact partnership, now the New Japan partnership. So maybe there's just been a lot of things in these couple of months that
aren't they doing themselves a disservice though if they allow things like an Impact partnership and a New Japan partnership to push down the championship? And by push down, I mean like down on the card, that it just becomes like second, third thought that we have this champion and it's just not being defended at all. And again, I understand like the Brody passing, and there was a whole episode about that, but that was one episode in a 3-month time period. Like those are great excuses, but they're still excuses.
That's fair. I think that part of the issue too is that AEW is really trying to treat Darby Allin as like a special attraction as opposed to Cody. Like when Cody was TNT champion, he was the most one, like between him and Chris Jericho, they were the two most recognizable faces. They were on AEW weekly.
Sure.
Like not saying that John Moxley's not or anything else. People don't really know who Darby Allin is, and he's being featured every week, even though he's not defending the title.
That's fair.
And he's put in there with a guy who is possibly the most recognizable name or face of the company to
Joey Janela.
Sting.
Oh.
Close.
Give it a few years.
Yeah, give Joey a few years and he'll catch up, I think, at some point.
More spring breaks, he'll be there.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, just a few.
I can't wait till the franchise takes that TNT championship belt and throws it down.
He actually does that before he on his entrance, and then he goes up in the corner without the belt, which I found weird. Like he like lays it in the ring and then goes up in the corner. I was like, I don't know if I've ever seen a champion do that, but again, he's different. He's not like most.
He's not normal.
He's not normal.
Ryan, were you referring to the ECW franchise?
No, there's only one franchise, Mark, and that apparently is Sting.
Oh, my bad.
It's not what I said, but that's okay.
That's how myself and the entire 3 Count listening audience took it.
I mean, that's not how
Sting's the only franchise.
Sting was the only icon in the WWE, and now that's Goldberg.
The icon Goldberg.
That's not necessarily true because The Rock called himself an icon.
You can call yourself that, but you can't give yourself a nickname. That's horse shit. And that's also a call out to Bobcat from that one store that I used to work at. You can't give yourself a nickname, Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Bobcat.
Hey.
Bobcat.
Yeah, you can't. You cannot
Can't
give
do
yourself a nickname. That's true.
Who gave you the nickname Big Jim?
My friend Dave, actually.
Big Jim. Ryan, who gave you the nickname Smokey?
Fuck you. That bet still to this day you claim it's not you, and I fucking know it is.
It wasn't me.
It's horse shit.
It was. It wasn't me.
It was you.
It was always you.
I don't know
I'm
where my
probably the
Smokey the
reason.
Bear got. He was on my desk somewhere.
You lost Smokey the
No,
Bear?
he's still here. I just don't know where he got to.
Ryan, my kids
'Cause he
only
runs
know you
away.
as Smokey. My children don't know that your name is Ryan. They just know you as Smokey.
Really? Both of
Oh,
them?
Uncle Smokey.
I'm just about certain.
Oh,
They're like,
my
hey,
God.
are you doing the podcast tonight with Smokey? Yeah, Smokey's gonna
They're
be.
not saying that.
Yeah, they are.
There's 3 other men here that we podcast. They don't care about me that much.
They care. They're like, how's
To be
Smokey
fair, they
doing?
don't.
Are you-
They probably don't know me at all.
To be
Unbelievable.
fair, they probably don't know that.
Jim,
rest
you,
of
me, Mark, and one of his sons, well, I guess his only son,
My only son.
adopted that like Ukrainian baby that one night.
She's doing well. She's in the first
I was
grade
there
now.
too.
Oh shit, were
Yeah,
you
Matt
there?
was there.
Jesus.
Fuck, I'm so sorry, Matt. I didn't think you were there. Yeah, that was after a legacy show. You would have been there.
Yeah, at the
That was fun.
Mountjoy Diner.
Oh, what a
Yep,
trash
the
dump
dojo.
that
I
fucking
think
hole
they're
is.
still. I think I'm still waiting on my home fries from that night.
You fucking-
actually.
Oh, they're
Yeah, that
probably
was the-
stale now.
That was the
Probably.
Capitol Diner.
Oh God,
Oh, the
No.
Capitol Diner. That was brutal.
that was after PWE.
That was really,
that
really
that
bad.
trip was longer than a PWE show.
That
was.
it was.
I think that was the absolute worst experience in any restaurant I've ever had in my
That
life.
was so bad.
Hands down.
I had a worse one at Eaton Park in Lancaster,
Oh, I liked Eaton Park.
Oh, I remember Eaton Park.
but it was. I mean, it was 3 a.m, but I mean, by the time we got our food at Capitol Diner, it was also 3 a.m. So
Yeah.
it kind of balanced itself out.
Here's the fun fact. I got in a snowball fight with one of the waitresses from the Eaton Park in Lancaster, and she clocked me right across the chin with the snowball.
Is
was
that why
pretty
you're
late at
growing the
night,
beard
too.
to cover up the battle scar?
That's what I had to do. I forget her name, but boy, she clocked me good. It was
That's why
fun.
that part of his beard right here is white.
That's right. I have
It
to
is.
always remember.
But man,
That was medium booty Mary.
Little
Yeah.
booty Lucy.
Maybe
that Capitol Diner. I remember
oh,
just
was
looking over at the
so
table Boris
bad.
and watching Frank's wife just get progressively angrier at the fact that they went there and didn't go somewhere else because they were still driving back to Delaware.
The
Oh,
McDonald's right next to us that was just pumping
Just
cars through the
Cars just
drive-through.
pumping through. But yeah, that
so
was
bad.
that was a night. That was a fun night.
I'm plating your food now, Jim. I'm plating your
Yeah,
food.
how many
took the
times
waitress
did we
forward-
hear that? They're plating it
Jeez,
right now.
They're plating your food. We heard that for 45 minutes that they were
Well,
plating
so
our
what
food.
happened was that they actually had a pottery fire back there, so they were actually making the plates as they were going.
That's what they meant.
That's what it was.
So they're plating, and then
they were
going
firing
to-
them in the kiln.
Yes,
And they got to cool down, and
Yeah, you can't bring them
makes
out that
sense.
hot.
exactly.
Then you got to do
Then
the glazing.
They tried to blame
They-
it on a cook walking out.
The
Remember
kitchen
that?
staff could have driven to the nearest diner, ordered the food, brought it back, replated it in a quicker time than it was for those assholes to cook.
Honestly, I would have been fine if they would have went next door to the McDonald's and just brought food over and plated the McDonald's and brought it out to me. At that point, it didn't even matter what I was eating.
Ordering an omelet with chili on it and just gets like a Big Mac and fries, and he's like, "This is right."
Fine, sure. I was just
what I
hungry
ordered
at that point because like PWE days, like I usually would eat, a handful of fucking cashews at 3 in the afternoon. I hadn't eaten since like 11 in the morning, which is a very long time for my fat.
They sold hot dogs there.
I didn't go out to the snack bar a lot. Well, I guess
they had pretzels too.
Was that one at which one was that? Was that at
Zembo?
PW was the one at the Zembo Shrine because we would get they'd have like pizza slices and
They'd have pizza
Oh,
slices.
that's right. So yeah,
and their soda was stale by like 6 months.
They had the weird hat people there, the Zembos.
Devin's not a fan. People. Devin's not a fan of the Capitol Diner either.
Oh, it was so bad.
That was honest. I had eaten there numerous times before because I'll eat there with my dad. I've gone there before.
Little known fact: Aubrey is a cook there.
Well, that explains that.
That explains everything. Okay, this Sunday, NXT Takeover Vengeance Day. Now, I want to remind everybody because it did post to the page the other day, but Ryan and I did a watch along on Tuesday with the very first WWF Vengeance pay-per-view, the main event of that show. That will be dropping on Saturday evening. So look for that on our YouTube and Facebook page. So make sure you check that out. And also the audio will be in the podcast feed. But this Sunday, the reason we did that, NXT Takeover Vengeance Day this Sunday night on the award-winning WWE Network. 5 matches. Let's start here with Johnny Gargano defending the NXT North American Championship against Kushida. Now, I think, Ryan, when we recorded, this was listed as a street fight.
Oh, yes.
Today, it was not listed as a street fight. So I guess that changed. If we can get verification on that, of course, I pull my list from the Wikipedia, which is always 100% factual.
Very factual.
Never any false information on Wikipedia. But if you're following along with us in the live video, give your who do you think will win the matches? Give a share on the video. We'd appreciate that.
Also, when we recorded, it just called him Koosh.
He was just listed as Koosh on Wikipedia, which was not correct, by the way.
And not the thing like Rosie O'Donnell used to launch out.
Yeah, right. It was Kush, not Koosh.
Correct.
Which is the launchy ball thing.
I hate to interrupt. My loving daughter just popped in because she heard us talking. And she said, yeah, I only didn't know his name was Ryan. I only knew him as Smokey.
We had wings together at the Effort Affair, Lauren. Come on now. I thought we were friends.
Were they smoky wings or were they just regular?
No, they were barbecue wings.
Got it.
He had no idea your name was
Unbelievable.
Ryan.
It is not it's not in a street fight. Okay,
so it is just a regular singles match. So I will I'd actually not that this is more I want to see it happen because I'd love to see him with a title. I ultimately think they'll probably keep it on Gargano, but I'm going to pick Kushida to win and become the new North American champion. We'll start with Matt.
I mean, I can constantly say Gargano's going to lose so he can get a main roster call up, and it's yet to happen. So why not now? Have him show up at Fast. So we'll have Kushida, Big Koosh, getting the win for the belt.
All right, Mark.
Big Koosh. I'll tell you what. First of all, I love everything that Johnny Gargano is doing.
Mark.
With Indy Hartwell, and he called her Indie Wrestling and Candace, and I love everything about that. I really do. Those guys are my favorite part of NXT. I think somehow Johnny's going to keep the title, even though Big Koosh, I can see him winning it, and I'd be fine with that. But I think Johnny's keeping the belt.
Mark.
Hi, boys. Go get him, Johnny.
No, I do enjoy the faction they have right now.
Hi,
I
boys.
think it's fantastic. Hi, boys. Hey, girls. There's a girl listening. Hi. Do we have any
Tim,
female listeners?
I'm sure we do. Tim,
Yeah,
who you got?
Lauren was listening in the other room, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. She
There you
came in
go.
here. Can you tell Smokey to keep it down? I'm trying to study. I said, okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are just seeing Mark, but as soon as he no-sold the first one, Ryan and I are just like, hit the button, hit the button, hit the button, hit the button, hit the button. I'm picking the AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida. Wait, wrong one. Wrong Shida. Yep. So we're going Big Koosh here. Big Kushida.
Johnny Ace is a piece of shit.
Johnny Wrestling is a piece of shit. Yeah, I the way is cool except for that one guy who we don't talk about.
Oof, yeah. We don't talk
That's
about
not the way. But everyone else is perfectly acceptable. The Gargano curse is real, and Kushida's taken to Strapola.
Ryan.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Johnny Gargano has this championship to lose this championship, and the big Kush Hound is going to walk away from Vengeance Day as the NXT North American champion.
Very good. We go to the finals of the Men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. The winner will receive, of course, the trophy in a future NXT Tag Team Championship match. MSK versus the Grizzled Young Vets. I like MSK here. I know Grizzled Young Vets have been around, but it just feels like, since their debut into the tournament, MSK is just. I feel like they're just moving at a rocket's pace here. So I like them to pick up the win. Ryan.
Like a rocket, Jim. Yeah, I also have MSK here. I think they're great. Wes Lee and the other guy's name that I can't think of right now.
Nash Carter.
Nash Carter. MSK all the way.
Tim.
For that, I'm going the Grizzled Young Vets. I'm picking them. They always seem to win when I don't want them to win, which is literally all of the time. So I hate it. I think it's Liverpool's number one. It's James Drake and I couldn't even tell you who the names of the guys are. Oh, this makes me so sad.
Zach Gibson.
Number one, Zach Gibson and James Drake. Yeah, it's going to end up being them. They're going to win. This is where MSK kind of falls to the wayside for a second. Get their redemption arc later, but it's the Grizzled Young Vets. It's the Grizzled Young Vets.
I'll go back. Devin had Johnny Wrestling in the first match. He has MSK in this one. Does anybody know what MSK stands for? Charlie asked.
Isn't it Machine Gun Kelly?
Machine Shun Kelly?
Whoa! What a great Amish cover band.
Boy, we stumbled into that one, didn't we?
Machine Shun Kelly.
That's solid. That's real
I'm
good
looking
right
for
there.
a new Amish cover band. I need one.
There we go.
What happened to your last one, Mark?
Well, Jimmy quit and Timmy got married.
I am
should have
single.
known it would never
excuse
get
you.
far.
Or I'm not single. I'm just not married. Per the government, I'm single.
They went to Rumspringa and never came back.
Yeah, they are the Rumspringers. They're touring down in Australia right now. The Rumspringers.
It's the only place you can have live music.
That's right.
Yeah, they're
They'll
in New
be back.
Zealand.
They got to go where the gigs are, man.
That's
They're
right.
putting together the Amish Christmas album, playing for the holidays. So get ready for that one.
How's the softball team looking this year?
As a matter of fact, I was just talking about this yesterday to Megs. You know, Megs, check out Made by Megs if you need any pottery. Go ahead on Facebook and give her a like. Made by
That
Megs. She's a
bitch
nice
should have
young
made
lady.
my plate faster than the people at Capitol Diner.
Oh, she could have. She made me a plate. I have it down in the living room. It says Universal Ski Ball Champion. I really do too. You should see it. Made by Megs. Check it out. She's a nice young lady. But anyway, I was talking to Megs about your Lancaster County Barn Wreckers coming back this season. So I think it's going to happen. I'm going to be the coach again. I'm already in discussions here. I think the salary. I think we're going to agree real soon. Your Lancaster County Barn Wreckers.
Who's
ready.
who's batting cleanup this year?
It's Slammin' Susie Stoltzfus, Triple S, we call her. The Whoopie Pie Invitational set for May, so it's going to be a good one.
Mark,
Thanks for asking.
MSK versus Grizzled Young Vets.
I'm going to go with MSK, Machine Gun Kelly. I do like both teams. I think the Grizzled Vets in a few years are going to. I think they're going to win, but I'm going to go with Machine Gun Kelly.
Matt.
Did you want to talk about softball with the Amish girls or not?
We'll do that on the Patreon next week. Patreon.com/3Count Thursday.
I always pick former guests, so MSK.
Smart.
Didn't the Vets win it last year? I believe
they were just Grizzled Vets last year.
They were not in it last year.
They were
fuck if I knew.
Last year they were just the young vets.
Yeah, the young vets. Now they're grizzled. They spent.
Who won it last year?
Hold on.
A UK guy won it last year, I'm sure.
I don't think you're
Tim. I'm fairly certain they won it last year.
Let me look. Hold on. The Broserweights won it last year.
Yeah, I was close. I told you UK guy was in there though.
There you go. Yeah.
What about the year before?
That was Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Yeah, fuck me then. I don't know.
Well, it really doesn't say much when we can't remember any of the previous winners.
Can you guess the other three?
There's been 5 of these?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Wait, didn't Finn and Samoa Joe won one?
They were the first.
Okay, I'm out. I just blew my wad.
Why?
Who? You said DIY?
Oh, DIY.
Yeah.
No.
Did the Undisputed Era win one at one point?
Yes, they did.
Woohoo!
Oh, Jim 2 for 2.
Look at that.
So there's one other one in there. We have just randomly put 2 NXT wrestlers
and we've
together.
mentioned them on the podcast tonight.
Sting and Raven.
Shane Douglas and Darby Allin. FTR. Whatever the hell, the Revival.
No.
God damn it.
That TM41 or whatever they were called.
No.
Karrion Kross.
No.
Diesel and Shawn Michaels.
They had a manager.
Razor Gillette or whatever the fuck his name was.
Razor and Gillette.
Razor and Gillette were teaming up.
Occam Razor, the authors of pain. Yes.
There we go.
Good God, please. Hell.
My.
Let's go to the next one.
Yes.
Gillette. Valentine's Day's Sunday, so Gillette better be warming up.
Christ.
Razor sales are at an all-time high this time of year.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying a lot of these women go out and buy razors.
Okay, I'm going to mute him. Should I mute him? I'm going to mute him.
Matt, it's not too late to change your mind and start drinking on Thursdays.
Sorry, Matt.
We're Thursday night, which is basically Friday, which is
just one
pretty
day.
much the weekend.
Just do it.
Basically.
So, okay. Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals. The winners, of course, will also receive a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Earlier, I said that I would like to see Dakota and Raquel win this, so that is my pick. Matt, we go to you.
I also would like to see Dakota and Raquel win this, so that will be my pick. But I won't be upset if Ember and Shotzi take
Yeah, I won't be upset either, but I that's definitely my preferred. In turn, Mark.
I won't be upset either way. I think it's going to be Big Mammy Cool and Dakota.
Tim.
I'm gonna go with Captain of Team Kick and Lady Big Back. Her back is huge. Oh my god.
So big.
Oh, she's got a big back.
She turns.
Big back.
She does that lat spread. Holy crap.
Awesome. Ryan.
Yeah, I'll go with Sean and Diesel too.
There you go. Charlie goes with Raquel and Dakota. Devin, the only team Blackheart here on this.
There's one in every crowd.
I ain't angry about it.
Then we go to triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. Io Shirai defending against Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. I think it's Toni time. I think that it's time to move the title. I like Toni to win here. So I'm going to go Toni Storm. Ryan.
Jim. I agree.
Good. Tim.
I didn't hear what Jim said, so I can't agree.
I said Toni time.
Oh, you said it's Toni time, then you're wrong. It's Mercedes.
All right. Intern Mark.
I got to go with. I was watching Swamp People and Bruce Mitchell just fell out of his boat, pulled in a gator. And I don't know why, but it was really funny.
And this is why he's the intern.
Jesus.
Just fell right off his boat. I'm gonna go Toni.
Toni Storm. Thank you.
So you're picking Bruce Mitchell to win the Lady NXT Women's Championship match, or are you going with the Gator? Who's gonna win?
It looks like the alligator is going to beat Bruce Mitchell right now. I hope he doesn't lose his Crocs. He always wears Crocs in his boat. But he flipped right out of the boat.
Wasn't there a Bruce Mitchell in wrestling?
Yeah, didn't he just do the wedding last week?
Right, there was the wedding guy.
No,
that was the sinister minister, Bruce Mitchell. He hunts alligators.
It's James Mitchell, you dopes.
Oh, Bruce Mitchell, was that the guy that wrote for the magazine thing?
Yeah, he's dead now.
That was. Oh, he died?
I think Bruce Mitchell.
I thought we just canceled him because he said something stupid.
Wait, is he dead?
No, he's out.
No, he's the idiot who wrote the stuff.
Oh, that's
Bruce. Okay.
Oh.
So he's
James
dead.
Mitchell. James Mitchell had the eyebrows. Got it. We weren't even
Did
close.
he just do the wedding? Yes, Bruce Mitchell actually, now that he can't write for professional wrestling, has now become an ordained minister, and he's doing bad weddings.
Unbelievable.
And he's shooting alligators on the weekend.
Are you guys drunk and you sure you want to get married? Yep. All right, let's do it.
Cool. Let's do this thing. Matt, is it your turn to pick? I don't even know where we're at.
Toni.
Perfect.
Toni time.
And then finally, singles match for the NXT Championship, Finn Balor. Well, here, Charlie said EO. Devin said Martinez wins. Singles match for the NXT Championship, Finn Balor defending against Pete Dunne. I have Balor retaining because I think we do get a NXT Championship match as part of WrestleMania, and I just feel like Balor has the bigger name to be attached to that match. So I'm going to stick with Balor to roll that one. Matt, we'll go to you.
Finn Balor. I agree for all those reasons.
Here we go. Intern Mark.
All right, I'm calmed down now. But Troy Landry's not back on yet, so yeah, I'm going to go with Balor, even though I'm a big Pete Dunne fan. I like him a lot. But let's go with Balor for the reasons stated by Big Jim and Matthew.
Very good. Tim.
I'm going with the gunman, Finn Balor.
And Ryan.
Yeah, I believe Balor and his club will roll here at Takeover Vengeance Day.
Very good. Very good. Charlie says Finn moves on to the Cross. And
I got such a fucking hard on for Karrion Kross.
And Devin says Finn as well. One other thought before we get to the news with
Jim, real quick, you had said that Balor is going to move on for name recognition, so you do not think Edge is going to challenge for the NXT Championship?
I do not.
Okay,
I think that was somewhat of an attempt at, let's see if we can throw some eyes over onto the AEW product, because I think what or on to NXT, because I think what AEW is running the beach break or whatever they called it that week didn't really work.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, I don't. I think Edge is going to go after one of the main titles, I would say. But one thought I had, because I mean the NXT women's division obviously extremely loaded. Do we think do you guys think that the NXT women's division needs or should get at some point a quote unquote like mid-card title, or is the one women's title enough?
Tag, if anything.
Yeah, I certainly wish they would incorporate the NXT women into the women's tag team titles more. Like, that's why, like, I would hope that, you know, that we could even maybe get, you know, that the future women's tag team championship match out of the Dusty Classic. I mean, I doubt it'll be at WrestleMania, but I'd love to see them get it and win it, and then that reinvigorates that portion of it. But do you think they need a Ryan, Tim, or Mark?
No, I think they need to incorporate the tag championship and have that, you know, float fluidly from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And I think that'll solve the problem.
Yeah, that definitely needs to float. They could do like a cruiserweight women's. Then Nia Jax won't be able to beat Ryan. I'm sorry if that upsets you.
Tim, any thoughts?
That upsets my whole being, Mark. My whole being.
Like, I had a thought until Mark came up with a women's cruiserweight championship.
It just excludes what, one wrestler?
One person. One entire person.
Jesus Christ. That was a Ryan comment if I've ever heard one, Mark.
Sure was.
Yeah.
Sure
I've been good too. I've been good for a couple weeks.
You've been a great boy.
I haven't said anything.
My whole.
Scared to. Every time you say something, it turns into a soundboard clip.
He really is.
No, really, why did she yell out my hole? Honestly, what was up with that?
I have no idea. But apparently it was edited out of the Hulu version of Raw.
Bunch of bitches. Nobody has a freedom of speech anymore.
That's a shame.
Tim, do you want to try to resurrect the thought, or should I just move on to the news?
Poor Tim.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You're great.
To the news we go. I got three things here. Christian, on this week's edition of The Bump, provided an update on his career. He said, the way my career ended before never sat well with me as it was. I need to get back in there and finish it on my terms and my way. If it was just the one match at Royal Rumble, then so be it, but I needed to end it on my terms. I told myself, if I do these tests and pass, then opens up new doors. If I don't, then I'm in no different position. As for what's next for him, he said, no decisions have been made. I'm not sure at this point. It's still to be determined. We'll take it day by day. If the Rumble ends up being my last match, I did it on my terms, and that's all that I wanted. So kind of conflicting reports. I know there was reports last week that he was going to have some sort of part-time deal. So obviously, since this is a WWE produced program, he could be kayfabing the whole thing, but we will see what the future holds for Christian. Arn Anderson noted on his Coach's Corner post show that Cody Rhodes, quote, dinged his shoulder during last night's tag team match, which saw Rhodes and Lee Johnson defeat Peter Avalon and Cesar Bononi. The AEW medical team later confirmed that Rhodes suffered a, quote, slight tear of his left rotator cuff. His status was listed as to be determined. So I think he said isn't the match with Shaq coming up in a couple of weeks? Is that at our Evolution, or is that on Dynamite?
That is on Dynamite. I think it's actually the Dynamite before All-Star Weekend.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Cross promotion there. And then finally, Major League Wrestling issued the following press release following Leo Rush's victory over the Laredo Kid, unifying the AAA World Cruiserweight and MLW World Middleweight Championship. It says, tonight on MLW's flagship series, MLW Fusion, history was made as reigning world middleweight champion Leo Rush pinned Laredo Kid to win the AAA World Cruiserweight Championship in a interpromotional title versus title match with both belts on the line. Leo Rush now becomes the first interpromotional double champion in MLW history. AAA and MLW officials are already in discussions about a possible Rush Laredo 2 title bout for the unified titles. So cool spot there for Leo Rush. Charlie says it's about to be Velvet versus Jade. I mean, again, that injury could be, just a play up drama for the match as well, but we'll see. Anybody have anything else? No.
When he said Velvet versus Jade, I thought it was Velvet Sky versus Jade from Impact again, and I had no clue what the hell he was talking about.
All right, let's close this thing up. We'll go around the room here. Matt, is there a woman of the week this week?
There is a woman of the week this week. You can find her on the 3 Count Thursday Instagram page. It is at 3 Count Thursday. This week we are featuring Danny B, wrestler down in Oklahoma City. So go ahead, give her a follow. She has pretty cool merch. If you like to buy wrestlers merch, go check hers out. You can find me on Twitter at 3CT, the letter A, Philly as in Philadelphia, the number 8, so 3CT affiliate. And every other Wednesday, you can hear me on the Wit podcast, which is all things Philly sports, if you're into that sort of thing.
All right, intern Mark, almost afraid to ask. Got anything to plug?
Well, Valentine's Day is Sunday. So I just want to let this as a public service announcement. I want to let all the women out there know, ladies, if he's busy on Valentine's Day, you are the side chick. Have a great week.
Tim, what do you got?
I have absolutely no idea how to come back from Mark just dropping knowledge like that. So I'll just say Not the Tool Man across all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat if you care. I do other podcasts as well. Final Wrestling Place every week drops Mondays at midnight for you. We've been covering a litany of characters in the world of wrestling and whether they're in the good place or the bad place. Last week was Shawn Michaels. This week, it's the boss, Raven. We're actually covering Raven, so that should be fun. And since it is on the heels of NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day, the Viewer's Choice podcast on the North-South Connection will be back as Marcus and I will break down all of the wonderful things that took place in real time, so you can catch us there. Follow our podcast at Final Place Pod and at VC on North South.
Ryan, got anything?
No, just follow what everybody said. I think that all sounded great. Mark has a lot of knowledge. I like cheesesteaks with Wiz as well, so that sounds great. Tim does the talky stuff when other shows, which is cool. If you want, you can follow me. It's like right over here, I think, somewhere on the screen. That's going to be great. I did the right finger, which I'm super excited about. And my woman of the week is Beulah McGillicuddy. So I don't have any pictures of her post anywhere, but I think about her a lot.
We already featured her, Ryan.
All right, and somebody else.
All right, you can follow me at Big Jim Sports. Make sure you're following the show at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Head over to our merchandise page, whatamaneuver.net. We got 3 designs, including the brand new
I'm a sausage guy.
Merchandise. So make sure you grab that. Make sure you subscribe to our show on all podcast platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, and rate and review if you subscribe on Apple. Until next week, everyone, stay safe, stay smart. Please mask up and go for the pin. Recount Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?